Alright. Yeah, so I suppose to introduce, so from our D&D campaign, obviously we ended with the town of Scala, or country, I suppose, and I've been working on recreating it here in Kingdoms and Castles. And I know that's not exactly like how things are meant to be. Like, I know that there's a cliff here that the battle actually took place on, but this is pretty close to my headcanon of how the landscape was. So obviously we've got our port in here, which has our pier area, and this is the main industry zone over in this area, with the main farming, main residential 1, and main residential 2. So, damn clouds keep on getting in the way. Anyway, so I imagine that, like, right after everything happened, after we fought, this was obviously the main place first redone, and the sword was stone, because that's Slender's part, obviously, was stowed way underground in massive Tarrasque-proof room. Then, like, back here is a treasury, so it'd be down there, because I canonically have it within the treasury, in a secret room beneath the treasury, in a secret room beneath that, and then that's where the greatest artifacts of the kingdom are. So this is the main keep. And then we would have begun with rebuilding the areas around the main keep in order to keep it defensible. Then slowly but surely building up a wall. Then as we began to get imports and exports from other countries, because Lander had technically made a few trade deals. Lower taxes. He had made a few trade deals before the campaign ended to just get people to help him out. So this area would have built up next, because I like to imagine that this is like the trade sector. Like, all of this would have been the first kingdom. All the residents which were brought back to life, which Cassius said that their lives were ended unfairly. So all of this area would have been original residents, with an industry, and then this would have been new growth. And then I imagine that down the line in the future, Lander probably would have asked Ainz for some scholars or something to build up the first university, and then for now we just have the first church to Ereto rebuilt, but I'm getting close to rebuilding the Grand Cathedral, which I think would probably go about here. But yeah, I don't know, this was just sort of my headcanon for how the layout to the main place would be. River is cutting in with a bay, and then the main river runs out to sea. Now, obviously, all of this is way further inland, but this is as large as the map size gets, so I can't really do much about that. But I tried my best to find the kingdom, or starting zone, which is as close to this as possible. And that worked out pretty well. Yeah, so that's really all I came here to say. But now, I don't know, the game's a little bit bugged. It resets your thing, but I originally chose this banner because it's meant to be, like, obviously the ceiling sword, and then instead of snakes I thought of these as wisps of smoke coming off, showing, like, the decay of the world. But, I mean, honestly, I'm fine with the blue line as well. If I had one, I would have chosen a custom banner, which would have been Aratel's actual sign. Maybe it would have been whatever crest I came up with for the Stormwind family, but we all know that I don't do art, so yeah, I couldn't build one by myself, and I didn't feel like commissioning one. But yeah, this is sort of like the view that I sort of imagined. Just rolling forests and massive plains in the country of Scaala, and then just massive walls protecting their most sacred artifacts, and making sure that the void is never released ever again. Yeah, so that is my personal headcanon, at least, of how Scaala looks, which I've sank way too many hours into this recently, but, you know, it is what it is. That's interesting. The food is shifting around even though we're paused. Same with the stone. It might just be a bug. Oh. Am I not paused? Oh, I'm not paused. Well, no clue when I undid that. I gotta stop recording so I can take care of that, but yeah, I don't know. It's not completely finished yet, obviously, as shown by the fact that there's holes in the walls and massive amounts of debris and everything, but yeah, I don't know, I like it. Fits my headcanon, at least. Probably doesn't fit Luke's, but fuck it, Scaala's Lander's Kingdom. My headcanon more or less matters just as much as Luke's. So, yeah, there we go. Thanks for looking at this if you actually give a shit. Bye.